High in the mountainous regions of Nepal and along the slopes of the Black Sea, wild rhododendron forests create a natural landscape that is as beautiful as it is scientifically fascinating. These forests are home to hundreds of flowering species, each shaped by altitude, climate, soil composition, and evolutionary history. But there is something particularly unique about a small group of these flowers. Their nectar contains a naturally occurring plant compound that plays an important role in the identity of mad honey. To understand this compound, we first need to understand the plant that produces it. Rhododendrons are ancient. Fossil records show that their ancestors existed millions of years ago. Over that time, they developed a range of botanical strategies to protect themselves, thrive in harsh environments, and interact with the insects that pollinate them. One of these strategies is the creation of complex plant molecules inside their nectar. Today, researchers call these molecules bioactive plant compounds. In nature, they help the plant communicate with its environment. Sometimes they influence pollinators. Sometimes they deter insects that might harm the plant. And sometimes they simply serve as part of the plant's internal defense system. In the case of certain Himalayan and Black Sea rhododendron species, their nectar contains a compound that interacts in very subtle ways with the human nervous system when it is carried into honey by bees. The presence of this compound is not an accident. It is a result of thousands of years of ecological adaptation. Rhododendron flowers grow at high altitudes where temperatures can shift suddenly, soil can be shallow, and the competition for pollinators can be intense. Producing specialized nectar is one way these plants ensure survival. The nectar attracts certain insects while guiding the larger ecosystem toward a natural balance. For bees, this nectar offers a seasonal opportunity. The giant Himalayan bee, for example, has adapted remarkably to these environments. It gathers nectar from cliff sides, steep rock walls, and forest edges where rhododendron blossoms thrive. Through this relationship, bees transform the plant's natural chemistry into a honey with a distinct identity. But to truly appreciate the chemistry behind rhododendron nectar, we need to look at the flower itself. The nectar sits at the base of the blossom, protected by layers of petals that vary in color from soft pink to deep red. Inside the nectar are sugars, trace minerals, plant pigments. These channels influence how insects feed, move, and behave. Over time, this interaction helps shape the way pollinators evolved in the region. Larger bees developed tolerance. Smaller insects often moved on. And the rhododendron plant found a stable relationship with pollinators strong enough to navigate the mountains. When the nectar is converted into honey, the compound becomes part of the honey's natural signature. Not dominant, not overwhelming, simply present as one of the many plant molecules that travel from flower to hive. Traditional communities in Nepal have recognized its qualities for generations. They use the honey in small, thoughtful amounts during certain seasons and rituals, always emphasizing moderation and respect. Scientists are examining how natural plant molecules can interact with the human body in gentle, balancing ways. When used in small, mindful amounts, mad honey is known to support the body's parasympathetic pathway. This is where the chemistry becomes truly interesting. The compound in rhododendron nectar does not stimulate the body. It does not create intensity or heightened energy. Instead, it complements the body's natural ability to slow down. Researchers compare its influence to practices like slow breathing, meditation, or grounding exercises. It guides the body toward a calmer rhythm, rather than forcing it into change. Another fascinating aspect of rhododendron chemistry is how dynamic it is. This is why mad honey from different regions, nature never produces two batches that are exactly alike. For example, early season rhododendron blooms typically produce lighter nectar with a softer composition. Late season flowers may have deeper pigmentation and a more concentrated plant profile. These seasonal changes influence everything from the color of the honey to the depth of its natural aroma. As interest in mad honey grows globally, through testing, they ensure purity, authenticity, and consistency. For the consumer, it offers transparency, a clear understanding of where the honey comes from and what its natural composition includes. The story of rhododendron nectar is not just a story of plants. It is a story of environment, tradition, and scientific curiosity. It shows how landscapes influence chemistry, how bees transform nature into nourishment. At its core, rhododendron nectar represents a relationship nature creates with intention. We experience them the way they were meant to be experienced. Mad honey is a reflection of this relationship. Each spoon carries the signature of the flower that produced it and the landscape that shaped it, but by the quiet intelligence of nature. For more science-focused insights into natural wellness and Himalayan traditions, subscribe and stay connected.